All right. Hi, everybody. It is March 30th, and we are just about to get ready for Easter. And this month I've added another story time to celebrate Easter and spring. I hope that you've come into the library and picked up some of the craft kits that we've got. We had a beaded Easter egg, we had birds in a nest coming up, and we had like an Easter egg collage. And some St. Patrick's Day crafts too. So we've been busy with crafts this month. So the first story tonight is one of my favorites. It's Max's Chocolate Chicken for all of you Max and Ruby fans. One morning, somebody put a chocolate chicken in the bird bath. It's Grandma. I love you, said Max. Wait, said Max's sister Ruby. First, we go on an egg hunt. And if you find the most eggs, then you get the chocolate chicken. And if I find the most eggs, then I get the chocolate chicken, said Ruby. Max went looking for eggs, but all he found was a mud puddle. Ruby found a big yellow egg. Max didn't find any. No eggs, no chicken, Max, said Ruby. Max is quite distracted. Max went looking again, but all he found were acorns. Ruby found a blue egg. Max, said Ruby, pull yourself together, otherwise you're never going to get the chocolate chicken. So Max went looking with Ruby. Ruby found a red egg with green stars. Max found a spoon. Ruby found a gold egg with purple stripes and a turquoise egg with silver swirls and a lavender egg with orange polka dots. And Max found some ants. And then he made ant and acorn pancakes. Max, said Ruby, you'd have trouble finding your own ears if they weren't attached to your head. Ruby counted her eggs. I'm the one who's going to get the chocolate chicken, Max, said Ruby. But Max ran away and hid. And what did he take with him? The bird bath was empty. Where are you, Max? Ruby called. Max ate the chicken's tail. I see you, Max, said Ruby, but she didn't. Max ate the chicken's head. I'll give you half the chocolate chicken, Max, yelled Ruby. Max ate the wings. I don't think there's half left. And then he popped out of his hiding place. Look at his mouth. Max, said Ruby, how could you do this to me? Oh, look, something's going into the bird bath. I love you, said Max. So who do you think should get the chocolate duck? Should it be Max or should it be Ruby? I think it should be Ruby. So that's kind of fun. The next one is called the Easter Bunny's Assistant. Oh my goodness, and who's the assistant? It's a smelly skunk. I wonder how this is going to go. Hello, I am the Easter Bunny and this is my assistant skunk. Today we will show you how to make beautiful Easter eggs. Step 1, hard boil the eggs. I'm so excited. This is always one of my favorite activities at Easter. Skunk, what's that smell? Oh, sorry, it happens when I get excited. Oh, please try to control yourself. I think the bunny needs a new assistant. Step 2, make dye for the eggs. Oh, look at the beautiful color. It's so exciting. Oh, skunk. Sorry. Step 3, decorate the eggs with crayons. Oh, I love decorating eggs. It is so, uh-oh, Bunny doesn't like what's about to happen. Pleasant and exciting. Oh, that skunk. I think the bunny rabbit's just about had enough, don't you? Step 4, remove skunk from room. Push if necessary. Hey! Step 5, dye the eggs. He wants to come back in. Should we let him back in? I don't know. Now you have beautiful Easter eggs. Knock, 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 knock. Should I let him in to hide the eggs? That might be very exciting too. Are you sure? You think we should? He's got a clothespin on his nose now, so I think it's going to be okay. Kind of silly. Easter. I'm so excited. Okay, you can't have a story time without a little Robert Munch. And this is probably my most favorite Robert Munch book. Mud Puddle. It's a great one for the spring. It's fun to do this one with props. And maybe someday, if we can ever have a story time again, we will hand out our t-shirts and our clean t-shirts and our clean pants. Julianne's mother bought her clean new clothes. Julianne put on a clean new shirt and buttoned it up the front. She put on clean new pants and buttoned them up the front. And then she walked outside and sat under the apple tree. Well, unfortunately, hiding up in the apple tree, there was a mud puddle. It saw Julianne sitting there and it jumped right on her head. She got completely all over muddy. Even her ears were full of mud. Julianne ran inside yelling, "Mommy, Mommy, a mud puddle jumped on me." Her mother picked her up, took off all her clothes, and dropped her into a tub of water. She scrubbed Julianne until she was red all over. She washed out her ears, she washed out her eyes, she even washed out her mouth. Julianne put on a clean new shirt and buttoned it up the front. She put on clean new pants and buttoned them up the front, and then she looked out the back door. She couldn't see a mud puddle anywhere, so she walked outside and sat down in her sandbox. Oh, what's going to happen? The sandbox was next to the house, and hiding up on the top of the house, there was a mud puddle. It saw Julianne sitting down there and it jumped right on her head. She got completely all over muddy. Even her nose was full of mud. Julianne ran inside yelling, "Mommy, Mommy, a mud puddle jumped on me." Julianne's mother picked her up, took off all her clothes, and dropped her into a tub of water. She scrubbed Julianne until she was red all over. She washed out her ears, she washed out her eyes, she washed out her mouth. She even washed out her nose. Julianne put on a clean new shirt and buttoned it up the front, and then she put on clean new pants and buttoned them up the front, and then she had an idea. She reached way back into the closet and got out a big yellow raincoat. She put it on and walked outside. There was no mud puddle anywhere, so she yelled, "Hey, mud puddle!" Nothing happened, so she yelled even louder, "Hey, mud puddle!" Julianne was standing in the sun in her raincoat, getting very hot. She pulled back her hood, nothing happened, and then she took off the raincoat, and as soon as she took off the coat, out from behind the doghouse, there came the mud puddle. It ran across the grass and jumped right on Julianne's head. She got completely all over muddy. Julianne ran inside yelling, "Mommy, Mommy, a mud puddle jumped on me." Her mother picked her up, took off all of her clothes, and dropped her into a tub of hot water. She scrubbed Julianne over until she was red. She washed out her ears, she washed out her eyes, she washed out her mouth, she washed out her nose, she even washed out her belly button. Well, that's important. Julianne put on a clean new shirt and buttoned it up the front. She put on clean new pants and buttoned them up the front. And then she sat by the back door because she was afraid to go outside. And then she had an idea. What does mud really not like? To get clean. So she reached up to the sink and she took out a bar of smelly yellow soap. She gave it a smell. Ugh. She took another bar of smelly yellow soap and gave it a smell. Ugh. She put the soap in her pockets and she ran out to the middle of the backyard and yelled, "Hey, mud puddle!" The mud puddle jumped over the fence and ran right toward her. Julianne threw a bar of soap right into the mud puddle's middle. The mud puddle stopped. Julianne threw the other bar of soap right into the mud puddle. The mud puddle said, "Yeah." It ran across the grass, jumped over the fence, and never came back. Well, everything's all going to be melty and icky, so I'm sure you're going to be able to find lots of mud puddles. So I hope everybody has a happy Easter, and stay tuned. We'll probably be filming Bedtime Story Hour live again in April, but in May for sure we're going to be outside. So Stay tuned. See you later, everybody. Bye.